Welcome back, Aluxers! In today's video, we're talking about one of the biggest and most unexpected media sensations of the past couple of years. You've definitely heard about it. You may be one of its 350 million and growing players, or maybe your kid relatives talk about how much they love it and show you its famous celebration dances. You may have figured it's just a fun kids game that grown-ups don't need to pay attention to. If that's what you think, then think again. The runaway success that is Fortnite has been breaking records. The world's biggest companies and media franchises have caught on to this and are spending big bucks on advertising tie-ins. Some people are even pointing to it as the future of online media. In 2.5 years since its release by Epic Games, Fortnite has been making serious waves. And if you stay with us through the video until the end, we'll talk you through the reasons behind this. So let's get straight to it and find out how Fortnite is winning the new media. The place where future billionaires come to get inspired. If you're not subscribed yet, you're missing out. Fun gaming that appeals to non-gamers too. In case you don't know what it is and are too embarrassed to ask your kid, nephew, niece, or younger cousin, here's Fortnite in a nutshell. It's a shooter game in which you battle zombies, known in the game as husks, and build safe havens or forts to protect yourself. In the most popular version, Battle Royale, you fight it out with 100 other players down to the last player standing. Constructing forts lets players get creative, and the fun, immersive world is definitely a part of its success. Also worth noting is it takes itself less seriously than most other multiplayer shooter games, and is even kinda goofy at times. This is something that appeals to players who aren't usually that into gaming, and makes it more inclusive. 35% of its players are female. It may not seem that high, but it's the highest known figure for a shooter game. And it's not just about playing, it's also about watching. When your avatar is killed off, you get to watch the rest of the game from the perspective of the player who killed you, and then the character who killed them. Meaning that as the game progresses, you're watching better and better players and pick up skills and strategies from them. And it all gets you interacting. It's social media too. So you exchange comments with other players, but it doesn't end there. Players spend hours in the lobby hanging out virtually with their friends from the real world or making new ones, pretty much like on a social networking site. In fact, for teens and tweens, or to be a bit more precise, 10 to 17-year-olds, it's become the go-to place for socializing. In the USA, 40% of this age group are on Fortnite. That's more than any other game. And it seems like that's because it's so much more than a game. When asked why they play it, as well as the fun element, they talk about the fact it's where they socialize in a meaningful way. It picks up on whatever's trending in the real world. Right from its start in 2017, Fortnite was referencing memes that were trending in the real world, in particular, using them in its victory dances. And because we all love replicating whatever's trending, this was a big plus point for Fortnite. Because it got masses of teens, tweens, and even grown-ups copying these moves, in the game itself and through their avatars, or posting videos of themselves doing the moves, they went viral on YouTube. And Fortnite's goofy approach helps make this possible. By contrast, think of a game that takes its game world more seriously. Let's say World of Warcraft, and try getting one of its characters doing the robot or electro shuffle. Or best known of them all, the floss. It's gonna look pretty out of place, to say the least. It's constantly changing and always relevant to the real world. The world of Fortnite isn't just a rich, immersive world. It's a world that's constantly getting updated with new storylines, geography, costumes, weapons, and options for players to emote. Some costumes, or skins as they're known in the game, are free. Others can be bought with in-game currencies that you can convert from real-world currencies, and some prized skins can only be earned with points. In other words, Fortnite created its own in-game status symbols, which players do get excited about. Whenever there are changes to the Fortnite world or storyline, fans get talking about them just like they talk about what's going on in their favorite series. And the fact that things are constantly changing also opens up the possibility of tie-ins with real-world companies and franchises. More on that later in the video. It avoids some of social media's downfalls. Now that social media has been huge for well over a decade, we're very aware of the negative side of it. How we hide behind filters and avoid presenting an authentic version of ourselves, or how we constantly judge each other for how we look or present ourselves. Well, it seems that Fortnite is doing a great job of getting around some of these problems. The fact that it's kind of goofy lets us celebrate our quirky side without running the risk of being judged. And in the Battle Royale version of the game, only one person out of 100 wins. The chances are you're going to lose anyway, so there's no pressure to come out victorious. The result is Fortnite has had heaps of praise thrown onto it as a way forward for social media. Let's listen to what John Penn has to say. He's the CEO of the National Research Group, a leading strategy firm in tech and entertainment. It's a competitive game that fosters deep community. It's an immersive experience centered around a lasting social connection. It's a playground to be anybody, yet it's where we can be our true, authentic selves. Try and beat that, Instagram and Facebook. The free-to-play business model. Unlike many other multiplayer online games, Fortnite uses the free-to-play business model. Yes, you can get the full playing experience at no cost, but you also have the option of spending money on in-game goods, like skins or equipment, or on enabling your avatar to do victory dances. This approach makes it more accessible than many other multiplayer shooter games, as does the fact it's available on all iOS and Android, as well as all major consoles. And using the freemium model that's common with apps and applying it to a multiplayer shooter game has definitely paid off. 70% of Fortnite players have made in-game purchases, with an average spend of $85. Fortnite made $1.2 billion in its first year. Other multiplayer games have hit the billion-dollar mark in this time frame too, but Fortnite is the only one that's free to play. Now that we've looked at a few factors behind Fortnite's runaway success, let's ask the big question. Just how popular is Fortnite? Since getting $1.2 billion in revenue in its first 10 months, Fortnite's gone from strength to strength and shows no sign of slowing down. And the numbers are huge. In June 2019, 40% of Americans between 10 and 17 were playing it. That's the highest figure for any game. Now in June 2020, around 350 million people are playing it. What's more, over 2/3 of them say they play it more frequently now than they did a year ago. This is the opposite trend to most video games, which decline in popularity quickly. Remember Pokemon Go? And how quickly it became Pokemon Gone. But keep in mind, Fortnite is more than just a game. It's a social networking site as well. Users under the age of 18 spend about 25% of their free time on it, and because it's so huge, it's achieved network effect, what Facebook did over a decade ago. In other words, because all your friends are on it, you want to be on it too, and it's the place you hang out online. And figures show that while Facebook is losing momentum among younger audiences, Fortnite is making gains in the same age group. Yep, just in case you didn't know it already, Facebook is for old people. Of course, some of Fortnite's users are already grown up. A lot of players are in their 20s, and those who aren't grown up will be soon. They're already on Fortnite, and they'll soon become an increasing target for advertisers. Things definitely sound promising for the future of Fortnite, and that brings us to our next point. Tie-ins. Companies are wising up to Fortnite as a way to advertise. Like with Facebook over a decade ago, except on Fortnite, they have to get a bit more creative to get players to pay attention. Yes, whatever they're promoting doesn't appear as a sponsored ad or banner, it appears as something players can use in the Fortnite game world. It's been used to advertise movies, a case in point being the Marvel tie-ins. Players have been able to collect Infinity Stones and become Marvel bad guy Thanos, or collect iconic weapons from the franchise like Captain America's shield. There have also been tie-ins with the John Wick movies, and with the world of sports. During the 2018 Soccer World Cup, players could get soccer skins, which were a huge success. A few months later, the NFL followed suit, and sports goods have gotten in on the action too, like with a tie-in with Nike's Jordan Jumpman, where players use the shoes to do all kinds of tasks involving jumping and scaling steep slopes, and the possibilities are getting better and better. Streaming concerts. In early 2019, Marshmello performed a concert on Fortnite. Maybe you were thinking a live stream on YouTube would have done the better job. Well, the concert took place on a virtual meadow located on the Fortnite map. It attracted 10 million participants who could dress up and emote during the performance. Yep, you can't do that on YouTube. But millions more did catch the event later on YouTube and Twitch, which just goes to show us that there isn't much in terms of media that Fortnite can't do. It's created its own stars. Just like YouTube and Instagram have created their own influencers and vloggers, Fortnite has its own star players with huge fan bases, like Ninja, real name Tyler Blevins, who makes $500,000 a month streaming his Fortnite gaming and has 23 million subscribers on YouTube. And one of his fans is none other than Drake, who once joined Ninja Online Gaming, scoring 600,000 views. And in July 2019, when Fortnite World Championships took place, Kyle Giersdorf, who goes by the name Booga, became the biggest earner from Fortnite tournaments, taking home $3 million in prize money. So how much money does Fortnite make? No surprise that Fortnite has been making its creators, Epic Games, seriously big bucks. In June 2019, it was generating $200 million a month in revenue from the sale of season passes, digital goods, and victory dances. It's unquestionably the world's biggest game right now in terms of player numbers and revenue, and there are no signs of that changing anytime soon. So Alexers, what do you think is the most exciting thing about how Fortnite is winning the new media? Let us know in the comments. And as a thank you for sticking with us until the end, of course, here's our bonus. When a lot of us think about Fortnite, the first thing that comes to mind are its celebration dances, and none more than the dance floor craze of 2018, the floss. American teen Russell Horning, also known as the Backpack Kid, performed the move on Katy Perry's video, Swish Swish, which has since gained 600 million viewers on YouTube. But when it comes to Fortnite emotes, there's one that racked up even more impressive figures. In this case, the dance moves were performed by French soccer player Antoine Griezmann. In the final of the 2018 World Cup, Griezmann scored off a penalty kick for France and helped his team beat Croatia and become world soccer champions. Griezmann celebrated his goal with some serious leg swinging by doing the Fortnite emote known as Take the L. It's estimated that worldwide, 1.1 billion people were watching the match. As far as we know, that makes it the single most widely viewed Fortnite dance at any one moment in time.